I want to read a little something out of this book. It's called Philosophy and Christianity, of course, by a Philosophical Society started by Madam H.P. Blavatsky. It's kind of a deep book. It's going to allude to the cross. It's going to allude to man's evolution, his sinless nature, his fall. Yeah. Basically, that's what we're dealing with, because we dealt with the cross. We dealt with how man don't want truth, how really man is a mental infant, and the religion of Christianity and the cross was given to that man to brand him for what he was, the mental infant. Yeah. So basically, let me read this book because it's kind of interesting, man. This paragraph is alluding to the Garden of Eden. Kind of ties into what I'm talking about. This garden represents, excuse me, here we go. The story is continued in the legend of the Garden of Eden. This garden represents the sinless, innocent state of man before he became self-conscious. He was without sin, but also without the power of progress. He knew neither good nor evil. Then comes, excuse me, then comes to man what he has been called the temptation. A serpent who is described as very wise appears to man and persuades him to entertain this free will. He must eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He does so, and forthwith loses his state of innocent bliss, and becomes self-conscious and distinguishes between God and evil, good and evil. He is cast out of the garden and begins a life of struggle in the outer world. This teaching has been perverted by theology into a curse and a fall, and Adam is represented to have sinned, and thereby to have communicated to all his descendants his sin, so that all men are born in sin and need a special divine sacrifice to save them. Yeah, I like that. Well, basically what the whole Garden of Eden story was alluding to is the evolution of man, the mental and spiritual state of man. Now, think about it now. Adam and Eve knew no sin. But guess what they had to do, man? They had to go ahead, and they had to get curious, and they had to eat of the tree of good and evil. And they acquired knowledge. That's right, they acquired knowledge. Now, theologians are saying that them acquiring knowledge was a bad thing. They're saying that God cursed them for acquiring knowledge. Doesn't sound correct, does it? I mean, I thought the goal was to acquire knowledge, you know what I'm saying? But I guess you're saying that this was forbidden knowledge. God said that you could not have this knowledge. Still does not sit right with me. Basically what this alludes to, it alludes to you being responsible, right? Because the more knowledge you have, the more responsibility you have. Understand that? Well, let's do it in terms that you can probably understand. Think about when you was a child, all right? You were a child being taken care of by your parents. You were innocent and ignorant. You were in the Garden of Eden, didn't have to do a damn thing. Clothed, fed, had shelter, everything. Didn't have to do nothing. Innocent and ignorant, you know what I'm saying? But then what happened? You started to grow up, man. You started to see things. You want to indulge in things. You might want to smoke weed. Might want to drink a beer. Might want to go to a party. Might want to indulge in some sex, you know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, your parents can't stand you, you know what I mean? They're like, you're going to abide by my rules or you getting up out of my house. You ain't grown, okay? So there you go, dabbling things you shouldn't be dabbling in yet because you're not old enough, you're not mature enough to deal with it. But you gained that knowledge, man. You went out there, you got the knowledge, and what did your parents do? They kicked your ass out the Garden of Eden is what they did. But if you didn't acquire that knowledge, man, you had to learn it sometime. You would have been able to care for yourself. Are you understand what I'm saying? You would not have been able to function in the world, in society, without this knowledge. This knowledge is crucial. How you look a 30, 40-year-old man still living with your damn mama? Yeah, I know. I see some of y'all out there. Yes, some of y'all still on that, still staying with your mama, 30, 40 years old. Stop that. That's not good. So basically, that's what the Garden of Eden alluded to, man. It is important. It is crucial for you to eat that fruit, man. Of knowledge, good and evil, the serpent, which is synonymous to wisdom. Yes, before the Christians got a hold of it and perverted it, made it evil, but all through antiquity, all through other societies, the serpent has been synonymous with wisdom, enlightenment, attainment, But through the Christian archetype, through Christian dogma, it is now evil. Yes. So when I read the story of the Garden of Eden, man, I see man acquiring knowledge so that he may build, so that he may have the power to create. If he does not have this knowledge, if he doesn't have this information, he's therefore impotent. He's a child. He can't do nothing. He don't know a damn thing. But like I said, for some reason, the Christians have equated the acquirement of this knowledge with evil. Yeah, okay. Yeah, So basically, it's a trick, man. The church told you, do not educate yourself. Oh. They say, hey, don't worry about the education stuff, son. We'll take care of that. The preachers, the popes, the deacons, we'll think for you. We'll guide you. Because, you know, you don't have the capacity to really think for yourself anyway. Oh, yeah, it's a trick, man. But to fully comprehend this, you have to get thoroughly into conspiracy theory. And, you know, hey, I'm a conspiracy nut. And, yes, there are hidden agendas. There are men behind the scenes pulling the strings. Yes, the total transformation of the whole world, America, man. I'm enjoying the show. I'm loving it, man. Yeah. Garden of Eden, the cross. It's all about evolution, about the mind. Yeah, pimps and hoes, man. Pimps and hoes. Which one are you?